Hello everyone, warm greetings of the day. Today's episode is with a friend of mine who I met as a colleague many years ago. But today, she is someone who I can call any time of the day and I know that she will attend to me. एक बहुत प्यारा और सुंदर सा रिश्ता है हम दोनों के बीच और मज़ेदार बात तो ये है कि हमें पता भी नहीं चला कि हमारी दोस्ती कब इतनी गहरी हो चली है. Meet Dr. Shipra Thukral, who is a PhD, and one would expect her to pursue an academic career. But उसको marketing का ऐसा चस्का लगा that she forgotten all her lab days and today she has a great marketing career. चलिए सुनते हैं शिप्रा की ज़ुबानी उसकी marketing की कहानी.
Hi Shipra, welcome to Sunny Side Up and welcome to my home. I know it was a long drive for you. So thank you so much, really touched and really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Neeta ma'am, for inviting me. It's been a pleasure. I've been wanting to meet you from so long, and what better than this, spending a weekend with you. Thank you so much. I think marketing happened more out of choice and my passion. I think somewhere also influenced by the family I come from. So I have been a hardcore academic person. So I did my masters and I did my PhD. I think somewhere down the line, I felt that I don't want to be in the lab. I don't want to sit in the lab, do these experiments, cut mice. While I was quite good at that, but then I thought this is not something that is exciting. And then I somehow felt that I want to get somewhere into the business part of it. And slowly I started, asking or looking for jobs after my PhD. It just happened, just 1 month before I had to submit my thesis, I got a job offer. I gave the interview. It happened in my hostel room, and it was like on a con call with somebody joining from Europe, somebody joining from Mumbai. And I gave that interview, just like that. I didn't even know how it will go and so on and so forth. And just 1 week before I was to submit, I got a job offer. I had the contract in my hand. I got the job and I was told Monday, please be in Mumbai.
अरे वाह.
So that's how it started. But I think I kind of started liking the entire corporate thing. I liked meeting people. I liked doing what I was doing. And slowly from application I didn't even realize, when I was getting more into the marketing aspect of things, when I was getting more into the commercials, when I was getting into much more than what was completely technical or flow. Yes, of course, I was doing a lot of that. And slowly, I think the journey started. And
Okay, so pause.
Pause. Before we talk about your marketing journey, let's go back a little in time and let's hear something about your school, your college life, your influences of that time.
So childhood, I think I have a sister who's almost 3 years younger to me. I have a brother who's 10 years younger to me. So most of my childhood fights and everything have been with my sister. And of course, I had a nice schooling. I had good friends. I'm not a person who makes too many friends, but I have a group of friends, and I had a very nice, I think, childhood. My dad would come up with all the best that you would want, the best books, the best pencils, all of that. And then he was always like in the schooling, whatever you want to do, you do. So I had no restriction whatsoever.
Wow.
You do whatever you want to do. You choose the field you are happy with. Don't listen to anyone. So he's always been like that. So I think that way I was always given the freedom of choice. And that kind of helped me become what I am. Because I was never under pressure for anything, to perform, to do well. I mean, it was all that you do what you're happy about.
No wonder you performed, huh?
But yeah, that's how it's been. College, I think my bachelor's, it was a girls' college.
Okay.
So going to the college, coming back home, nothing much. My master's I did from Chandigarh. I think one of the best times.
Okay.
Because we had all this. So I did my master's from PGI Chandigarh. And Chandigarh being Chandigarh, it's all about, dressing up fancy, looking nice, enjoying. And then because it was PGI, so of course there were a lot of fests and all that were happening. So quite a nice one, I would say.
So you mentioned Chandigarh, College Fest, and one of the most fashionable places, right? and fests are notorious. So maybe some story from there.
Yeah. So Chandigarh, you know, it was fun. So most of the people in Chandigarh would feel that Delhi ki ladki hai to tez hogi, you know. And then of course if you dress up in a certain way and you know you're looking all that nice and good, so you'll have guys moving around you and stuff, especially in the fest. The good part was I was in my masters doing my dissertation with a senior of mine who was like an elder brother, and he was very protective for me. So what he would do is, even if somebody would come in the lab or closer to me, he would just send me somewhere else and go. So it was fun sometimes because
Did he get any bashings outside the college?
no, because he was senior. He was the senior most, so normally no. But it was fun. We used to have a lot of fun. I had very nice seniors. More than my batchmates, actually, I've had fun with my seniors. I had lovely seniors who would take care of all my tantrums, by the way. If I would say I have exams and I want to eat this but I can't go out, I'll get, trust me, I'll get everything that I want to eat in my room.
Wow.
They were so nice to me. So if I say I can't go out, please bring something for me. I'll get it in my room.
Great. Okay, so MSc हो रही है, seniors protective हैं, चंडीगढ़ में मजा आ रहा है. And I remember you said that your father never pressurized you for anything. So अब आगे का क्या plan है? What is it that you're planning now?
My father was of the opinion you study as much as you want to, because when you study, you broaden the horizons of your mind. My mom, on the other hand, used to always say, just be independent, you know, in your life. Don't be dependent on anyone. That's something that she would always say. But I had no pressure of being a somebody or reaching to a certain level. And yeah, it was a happy-go life. So when I was doing my masters, once I came to Delhi University for some work. And when I came to Delhi University, then I met a couple of, you know, other people doing PhD and talking all big things in science, you know, all of that. And I felt, yeah, I want to do PhD now. And that's how I landed up doing PhD, because I felt, you know, this is something I want to try. I want to, you know, go ahead with this. And then I end up getting admission at NI. And trust me, when I went for the examination, we had an entrance exam, and I had all my, you know, ex-batchmates of my bachelor's, all of us, and we had some 60 questions, I still remember, and there's negative marking in those entrance exams, and I was the only one probably who answered some 40 something questions. Everybody was saying, yeah, we've answered, you know, everything went well. So even when I was looking for the result, I was not sure I'll get it.
Okay.
But I got. And then there was, when the interview happened, so it was amongst a panel of like 8 scientists sitting like this.
Okay.
We were given 10 case studies. So outside you have to wait, you were given 10 case studies. You have to pick up one of them. And whichever you pick up, the questioning starts from there.
Okay.
So I just picked up one of the papers and I took inside, and then I entered into this boardroom with these 10 panelists, all big scientists. NI is one of the best institutes across the country. So imagine all these big scientists sitting in front of me, and they say, oh, this is what you've picked up. And then of course there is some expert somewhere in this group of that particular topic. And then I did my interview. And you know, in between I was making faces also. So one of the guys also told me, hey, you start so well, and in between you start making faces. So that happened. I came out, and then everybody's asking me, oh, did they ask you about your CSIR fellowship? I said, no, they didn't, but I have. Oh, did they ask you this? Then nahi hoga.
Okay.
Whatever. Then 2 days later, the result came and I was selected, and that's how I ended up being in NI.
Wow, that sounds like a cakewalk. 10-member board, 2 दिन में result, and you are in NII, and there starts your PhD journey. So what was your reaction like? Did you even know the value of NII then?
To be truthful, you know, you feel happy that, you know, because it's one of the best, you know, if you see it's one of the top 5 institutes, so you feel happy, you feel good. But to be truthful, I started valuing what I have learned in NI when I moved into my job. And then I realized that what I know, these guys do not know. Like if I'll say, you know, I make 20 chimeras in a day, they will really? Because for them, making a chimera is a big thing.
Okay.
And for me, it was a daily job, like, you know, for me. So I think the value that NI brought probably I realized it when I started working, when people started reacting to the name of NII, when I saw how much more I know than, you know, other students. So yes, I think at that point in time I realized, you know, yeah, what I've learned. And more than anything else, you know, what PhD teaches you is a lot of patience. More than anything else, because it isn't that, you know, you're just writing an exam and you pass it out. There are no exams in a PhD. You're trying to do something, it is novel, there is no background about it. Things may fail. Things may fail more than they may really be successful. And you have to keep going on. So I think that kind of gives you a teaching of a lot of patience as well, in terms of making you more mature, making, you know, that perseverance comes in. So I think that was very good.
Okay, so people say that their first job is like their first love, and you have already been offered a job even while you were doing your PhD, right? In that hostel room of yours. So was your first job the reason for your transition from an academia to the corporate world?
Laugh. So I'll tell you, in my first job I joined, and my boss sits in Mumbai, I'm sitting in Delhi.
Okay.
And then this guy, he tells me, अच्छा ठीक है, आप ऐसा करो, आप ना ऑफिस में नहीं बैठो, जाओ कहीं से किसी से मिला. And the salesperson is like, if I take her, she knows everything, then of course, you know, very typical that, you know, customers will like her, he's not ready to take me. And this guy says, na kahin milao kisi se. I've done a PhD. I have never met customers. I don't come from this background, right? And I did a PhD from a good lab. So it's like, you know, you have that ego. I only talk for work. I don't talk for anything else. And then going by yourself and talking to the customers, and then you don't even know the customers. I don't even know how to introduce myself. I go give my card. What? I don't know that also. So I wanted to leave my job.
Okay, so first love बहुत जल्दी breakup होने वाला है.
So in the first 6 months, me and then another colleague of mine, he was based out of Mumbai, but the similar guy, and both of us would talk to each other. Oh, we want to leave the job. Achha, we are looking for this. So it happened, and then there's a change management that happened, and we had a different person coming in. As our boss, and I think that is where the focus started. That is where I started, you know, experimenting my skills, seeing what I can do. And then what happens is, if you're doing good, the kind of response that you get from people. So there was a time, Snitam, you know, I used to do a lot of CMEs because flow cytometry is something I did all through my PhD. So I was good at that. And there was a time wherein I didn't know many people, but people used to come to me and say, "Oh, Dr. Shipra, we want to talk to you."
Wow.
So it went to that level. I think that is where I realized that I like this. I like the fast pace. I like meeting customers. I like interacting. But it's slowly, the transition happens slowly. I think at that point in time, I needed a mentor, which I got in the form of my new boss, who I could just see, okay, this is how he does things, so I have to adapt like this. This is how it works. And that's how the transition actually happened.
Okay. So the love continued.
Yeah. Then I knew, I want to stay here. I don't want to go back to academics. I want to stay here.
Okay. Wow. So now people have started recognizing Dr. Shipra Thukral. Great. All those awards and accolades. I also have seen the number of times you won the awards. But what about the treatment in the house? How are they behaving with you? Is there any special treatment to you now?
Nothing like that. Nothing at all like that. Because ghar pe to, anyways, you're not sharing everything at home. It's only maybe they get to know the awards and all. And then at the end of the day, you are the same person. So my mom, even when I was doing my schooling, she said, you know, you should know how to do everything. It's not just about getting married, but also at some point in time, if you have to live alone, even if tomorrow you decide to go, you know, abroad, you should know how to manage yourself. So if I come back home, every Sunday cooking I was doing was all my dishes that, of course, mostly my dad experimented. He had the heart to experiment and eat whatever I made. But yes, it's the same. So I can do, I think, everything that you can expect any normal girl or woman to do. And that is how I was at home.
Okay, so let's move on to my next segment. Rapid fire is in the air, so let me just ask a few quick questions, and no gift hamper, huh, please. Yeah, my friendship is your gift hamper.
best gift to have.
Yeah. So let me start with your favorite city or country.
So when I started traveling, so of course I love Delhi because I am a Delhi person. I equally love Mumbai. I somehow feel Mumbai people are very warm-hearted. It's very easily to gel with them. But if I have to travel and go abroad, let's say if I have to settle somewhere, I kind of feel Singapore is quite good. If I have to travel for holidays, I think I went to a place called Neon once, and I really like that place. It is nice, beautiful, peaceful, place you'd like to be.
Great. Okay, moving on. My next question is your favorite movie.
I'm more of a comic movie and rom-com kind of things. I like this movie, Andaz Apna Apna.
Oh yeah.
It's a fun movie. It's that cute fights between Salman and I love that movie, and I think I also love this movie The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
I love both of them actually. I can watch them as many times.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I love Anne Hathaway. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your go-to song?
I'm very moody. Totally depends.
Okay.
If I'm in a mood to dance, I want all peppy numbers. If I'm just in a nice sober mood, I want slow, soft, melodious songs.
Okay.
As long as the songs don't make me sleep, the rest, almost everything I can listen to.
Okay, great. Your favorite actor?
I think I like Hrithik Roshan. I think he has
The
almost
Greek god.
everything. Yeah, the Greek god, looks, acting, dance, everything. I really like his movies. I like him.
Okay, and a female actor?
Female actor, while many people may not like, but I really like Aishwarya Rai. As an actor, and I think as a person, and somewhere I also like Kareena Kapoor a lot. I think she's, kind of person like I am who I am, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So I kind of like her as well.
Favorite weekend chore?
Sleeping and shopping.
What do you do when you're happy?
I shop.
Yeah, when you're feeling very low or a bit sad.
I tell myself that maybe if I buy something nice for me, I'll feel better. I can end up shopping.
So retail therapy is your mantra.
Yes.
Okay, great. One word for yourself.
I think I'm a fighter. Whatever the situation may be. I think I'm a fighter. I would give that one word as of now. That's what I can think of.
Okay, great. One word for your mother.
My heart.
Okay, and one word for your father.
My strength.
Okay, great. Okay, we're coming close to our conversation, Shipra. I've had a great time. But just before we close, I have this segment called the Oscar speech. This is your moment to thank anyone and everyone who's contributed to your journey so far. So express away.
So first and foremost, of course, my parents. I am what I am because of them. Secondly, my siblings, my brother, sister, my brother-in-law, everybody in the family, and my sweet little cute niece, Tyra. My relatives, everybody, I went through a lot last year, and my relatives, my mommies, masis, all have been extremely supportive, making sure that, I'm back. My peers, my bosses, my mentors, I am not taking names, but then there have been people who have been with me as a constant source of encouragement, as a constant sort of, I'm there, we're there, so don't worry. So I would like to thank all of them for being there, for making sure that, I keep doing well and attain whatever I want to.
We both have faced a double tragedy last year, and I'm sure these situations teach us a lot about life and how to move on. So let me know your learnings from the situation. What has it taught you?
So I think two key things it taught me. One, as I was, we were talking about this, that whatever you do in life, you become whatever ex-professional, whatever you earn, how much of your jewelry you have, etc., etc. At the end of the day, I think what counts is the kind of relations you build, and what you've done for people. I think that is a perspective that I truly gain, that none of this is, something that matters in the end. It is essentially what you've done with people. Have you been good to them? The kind of relationships you've built in your life. I think that's all that matters, and one should always try and, keep nice relationships, try and do good from your heart. I think that is for sure something that's a big learning, because I saw that coming back. What my parents did, I saw it coming back to me. All the good relations, all the, nice things they have done. So I think that is extremely important. And as I said, I am a person who is very difficult, to stay low for a long time. So, and as I said, my dad has taught me. So one has to move on with life. I also have to, and that's what I did.
The show must go on.
Yes.
Okay, any last words before we wrap up for the day?
I think it's been a beautiful day. After a long time, I think more than 4 years, for sure, we met. It's always a pleasure meeting you. It's so good to see you with the sunny side up. There is so much of positivity and inspiration that you've also gone through a lot. The kind of strength that you have, positivity, the charm. I think this is so good to see, and I would love to be part of other milestones that you achieve in the future. Thank you very much for inviting me.
And that was my conversation with Dr. Shipra. And as she said, हम चाहे कितनी भी ऊंचाइयों पर पहुंच जाएं, ज़रूरी ये है कि हम रिश्ते कायम रखें, because in the end that's what matters. All my love and blessings to Shipra, and I hope she's part of my life always. See you next Sunday with another life story, another life journey. Until then, look up at Sunny Side Up.